Hello, my friends. My name is Gerdes. Here are the three big stories for today. So, the president of Switzerland says Ukraine meet likely to be followed by a Russia conference. So, this was really interesting. Swiss President Viola Amherd said that the Ukraine peace conference that her country is organizing for later this month is just the beginning of a process. It's to be followed by talks with Russia. Both parties need to be at the table for peace. Russia could then be present at the possible follow-up conference. Switzerland invited 160 conference attendees. So far, 80 countries have confirmed. It's June 15th to 16th. So the idea is that they want to get all parties to the table, but whether they'll be able to get all parties to the table is an open question. Especially in recent days, Putin warns that Russia could supply arms to other countries to strike the West. Now, we saw this the other day where he said if they consider it possible to deliver such weapons to the combat zone to launch strikes on our territory and create problems for us, why don't we have the right to supply weapons of the same type to some regions of the world where they can be used to launch strikes on sensitive facilities of the countries that do it to Russia? Well, he's not wrong. He can do that, but you're playing with fire. Think about when Lukashenko invited other countries to join this nuclear alliance where you could have nuclear weapons as well and be part of this Russian, Belarusian, and whoever else alliance, and nobody took him up on that. There's a reason for that. Okay, but what he is doing is Russian nuclear-powered submarine to visit Cuba amid rising tensions with the U.S. Let's put some of our Russian ships there and see how that works out. I don't know that this is going to go well, but we'll see how it plays out. Okay, last story. It's emotionally very difficult. Mobilization squads face hostility as Ukraine tries to boost the army ranks. And so these two guys featured in the story are those that are trying to mobilize. They have a list of people that they have to go bring papers to and get them to sign. And they both volunteered early on, and they both signed up, and then they were both wounded, and now this is what they're doing as they're recuperating. They said, "We stood in long queues, desperate to volunteer, and these guys are trying everything to evade serving. All the brave people have already volunteered, but what they're doing right now is going to be the difference between winning and losing the war." The penalties for ignoring the summons include a series of fines and eventually criminal liability. Some men have taken to hiding at home, fearing that they're going to run into mobilization squads. And then they're called names like, and people believe that they're just dodging actual frontline service, but they already were involved in real military duty at the front, and every member of the military mobilization squad had to have been, and I think that's a really good policy. Last thing here, and I know if I go over my 3 minutes, it's okay. Zelensky meeting D-Day veterans. This D-Day veteran here is going to try to kiss Zelensky's hand. Zelensky won't have anything, but watch now.
Save you the people. Here's my
See, he gets it. He understands the stakes. And thank you because you get it. That's why you're here and you understand the stakes. Thank you for the likes, the shares, the subscribes, and thank you for being the kind of person that cares about Ukraine.